Parties. No, not that kind of party, or that kind. Assuming you're not living in one of these places, so pretty much the Middle Eastern absolute monarchies or Nebraska for some reason, your legislature is made up of parties, political parties. Some countries have many parties, some have one, some have many parties but only a few are dominant, and some have many but only one ends up winning most elections. The question is, how can we find out which parties actually matter? If you live in the US, you probably heard about the two-party system. You probably also heard about the Libertarian or Green parties, but neither of them actually have any seats in Congress. Is there really a two-party system, or is that just something made up to keep us from voting our real opinions? So political scientists have come up with something called the effective number of parties, or ENP for short, and it basically shows the number and support of parties in a country by weighing larger parties more heavily. The actual formula is this. It's 1 divided by the sum of each party's support squared. So this can be measured by a party's support in the legislature or by its share of the vote. Take the US, for instance. In the 2024 House of Representatives elections, the Republicans got 49.75% of the vote, and the Democrats got 47.19%. A few other parties got their many percent. If we plug this into the formula, we get 1 divided by 0.47, or 2.13 effective parties. However, if we take the actual parties in the legislature, we get exactly 2 effective parties. We can look to Canada, which still is an effective two-party system, but with slightly more variety. In the 2025 election, these were the voting results. Doing all the math, we get 2.70 effective parties. But if we look at who's actually in Parliament, we get 1 divided by 0.4244, or 2.36 effective parties. We can see this discrepancy across many countries, wherein the effective number of political parties in the legislature is much less than who people are actually voting for. Effective number of parties, or ENP, shows how certain parties dominate. Because if all parties had the same strength, we would expect the ENP to be equal to the actual number of parties. Comparing the results when we use the legislature or voter rolls as data also shows how the electoral systems in many countries are set up in ways that might thin out the actual parties with representation.